Okay, today's Wednesday, May 13th. We're going to continue talking about different biomes and the biotic and abiotic factors that define them. So here are three more biomes. Do you think you can identify them? The first one is an ocean, so saltwater oceans. The second one are grasslands or savannas. And the third one is a coniferous forest. And so in today's lesson, we're talking about each of these biomes, the abiotic factors that define them, and the biotic factors that define them. And we'll finish off with a quick Disney movie quiz. So what defines a biome again? Well, abiotic factors are the temperature, precipitation, and other non-living factors, whereas the biotic factors are the plants and animals that live there. And so on page 76 and 77, please take notes on each of these biomes. So let's talk about the ocean. Well, in Hawaii, we're surrounded by the ocean. And when you define the ocean, the first thing you need to remember is that it's very salty, which makes it very hard for a lot of creatures to drink the water. They have to somehow adapt to filter out the water. The other thing to know about the ocean is that it's very deep. So when you're towards the top of the ocean, you're going to get a lot of sunlight. So that's where the algae might grow and stuff like that. But the deeper you go, the sunlight gets absorbed by the water, so that by the time you get down here, there's very little sunlight. And so the animals have to adapt to that. As far as life goes, we have seaweed and whale sharks, maybe octopus and turtles. Grasslands is another biome. This one is defined by its hot summers with dry and rainy seasons. So part of the year it's very dry, part of the year it's very wet. And so the plants and animals need to adapt to the lack of rain when it's a dry season and to take advantage for the rain when the rainy season comes. And so what defines the grasslands? Well, obviously grass. Grass is this amazing plant that can survive with very little rain, but then once it rains, it just grows really quickly. And then so when the plants grow, then the animals come and they can eat it. But when they eat the grass, they only eat the tops of grass, so the roots are still theirs, so they're still alive for the next season for the grass to grow back. That's why it can grow so quickly. Notice there's very few trees that can survive in that kind of environment. Lots of animals. We have meerkats, we have zebras, rhinoceros. The last biome we're going to talk about today is the coniferous forest. Coniferous forests are defined by the cold winters and lots of snow. So when it's the winter time, it's really hard to survive. When it's summer, it's pretty pleasant, not too hot, kind of cool summers. And so the biotic, the most important thing to know is that they have these trees. They're called cone trees or coniferous trees because they create cones. You can see that right there. And we call these evergreens. So they don't lose their leaves. They always stay green because when the sun comes, they need to be ready to go. They can't waste time growing leaves. They also have these cones that best represents the ocean. Well, that's pretty obvious. That's the Little Mermaid. What about the grasslands? Yep, that's the Lion King. So you see lots of grass, very few trees. And what about the coniferous forest? Yep, we have Brother Bear. So you see the trees here are the pine trees. So the coniferous trees over there. Okay, I'll finish off with a quick video about how um, biomes need a balance. And so we used to think that the gray wolves were bad for the environment because they would eat all this stuff. but we actually now understand that they're an important part of the ecosystem. They bring balance because they eat. If there's too many deer, that's really bad for the environment. So the wolves will keep the deer population in check, and then that by doing that, it allows the other plants and animals to grow and prosper. Okay, see you tomorrow.